Good morning. This is the Dodge Viper and Roblox Fix It Up. And today we're going to be fixing up this rust bucket right here and actually making it into, well, a Dodge Viper. I'm kidding, but we're actually going to be building this thing up and seeing how good it is actually on the track, because I have a feeling that out of all the exclusive cars, this one might have the most potential, and it seems to be well received with the community. And it also seems to be the most popular. Obviously, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Looking at everything, I love the side exhaust of the Viper. I know it is a huge safety hazard IRL. And then if we look at the hood scoops, could definitely use some vents there. Looking over here on the side pieces, you got the little, I'm assuming that's where the door handle is. Once that's it, I'm not really too sure, but it looks like a little side piece there for aerodynamics. I'm not really sure how to explain this car other than the fact that it's big and it looks aggressive. Everything about this car just seems like it's ready to just like absolutely destroy you on the track. Looking on the inside, we have what looks to be, I think it's a one-seater, or at least that's what it's seeming to be. But this seems to be the most detailed out of all the exclusive cars. You have the shifter knob right there, you have the steering wheel, and even I think, if I'm looking at that correctly, no, they actually have a gauge cluster that comes out. That's really cool actually. And then if we go ahead and take a look here, we have the V10 engine. Honestly, I wish that we had the turbo mount, or we had a turbo mount for this, because I feel like it deserves it with this V10. But anyways, enough being said, let's go ahead and fix this thing up, and let's actually go ahead and see exactly how fast we can make this thing. So obviously, let's stop at the spare parts store. We're going to buy our spark plugs, and just real quick, let's take a look at what transmission we have. What on God's green earth is that? Well, let's take this thing of trash out, throw it away, and let's buy our, let's go ahead and buy our 8 DCT. Let's install this. That's a lot better. All right, and let's head to the repair shop. All right, let's go ahead and get the engine out, radiator and battery, and let's go ahead and get to machining. All right, and let's get everything installed. Beautiful 100% condition. All right, and let's get this thing painted. Honestly, I'm thinking about going pretty basic, and I kind of want to do a white. You know what, we'll stick with the stock OE color just because it means something. It's the color that the car came with. And let's go ahead and head over to the tuner and tire shop, and let's go ahead and get our tune and everything we need for this car. I'm also excited to see what drivetrain this has. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it's rear-wheel drive. I will say, while driving this actually handles really well. Like, I'm actually kind of surprised. All right, let's go ahead and head onto the pad here, because I do want to see if it's a rear-wheel drive train or if it's an all-wheel drive or whichever. Yep, rear-wheel drive. Alrighty, well, let's get the tuning then. Alright, so this has to be the weirdest tune that I think I've ever done. It makes 700 plus horsepower with 500 plus foot-pounds of torque, but it's 3 zeros, 57, and then 0, 66. I kid you not, this is the weirdest tune I've ever done, but it works. I even did a dyno, and as it says on the screen, 778 and 575. So I mean, hey, I can't complain. But let's go ahead and head over here onto the test strip, and let's see exactly how fast this car does. I did manage to get to 180, so I am tempted to see if we can surpass that. Let's go ahead and find out. Oh yeah, easily. Come on, 200. Easily, dude. Got the 206 there. I'm not exactly sure what the max speed is on this car, but if we're managing to get the 206, that's pretty good. All right, well, now we're at the tire shop. So let's go ahead and get some slicks put on this car. I do want to see if this will actually handle any better on the track. All right, so let's see. So it's looking like it's going to be 21, 280 for the rears, and then rubber size 20. And then we'll do some sport tires. But for the front, it's looking like it's going to be 20 and 260. Let's head to the tire shop and get some slicks on this thing. All right, let's head into the tire shop. There's Za, and bros casually put a beetle into the tire shop. All right then, bro's haunting me with that beetle. Let's go ahead and get this lifted, and let's go ahead and pick out our rims. So honestly, I might go ahead and do something a little basic, but I kind of want to use the rim 59s. They just look good. All right, and let's bring them over here. Let's get these on. All right, and let's get these old tires off. All right, and let's get the new ones on. What the heck? Oh, alrighty then. All right, let's see this fitment. Ooh, not a whole lot of clearance, but honestly, it works. All right, and now let's go see how well this will do on the track. All right, now that we're here, let's go ahead and put her into automatic. And let's see. Definitely kind of hard to control, but I think if we just kind of go with the groove of it, we'll actually start controlling it a lot better. So like with these rear-wheel drive cars, you can't really put the parking brake on to stop yourself. You kind of have to just go into the turn with the slide. Ah, we spun out there. We were doing so good too. You know, I will say this car's actually pretty fun. So when it comes to the Viper, actually a really amazing track car. Definitely was not expecting this, but it could also just be because of the setup and what type of engine I'm using. But other than that, it handles really well. You just have to know how to, you know, work it. And realistically, I actually like it. I'm not a crazy Dodge fanatic, but the Viper was definitely on my top list when it came to just any car in general. But anyways, I'm gonna go to sleep now. Ciao.